So, what I'm hearing is that IDW is fishing for creators and creator-owned IPs to go ahead and publish. Um, if what I'm hearing is true about IDW's financial standing, and they like they're not doing so well at the moment. If this is true, I would advise everybody to stay away from this company. And here's why. History repeats itself. So Matt Wagner, for example, Grendel. Yeah, maybe you're not familiar with Grendel. Grendel recently got optioned by Netflix to be, by Matt Wagner. They contacted Matt Wagner and they want to use Grendel for their next Netflix TV series, which is amazing. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Netflix and how they handle creator-owned properties, but doing weird shit to them. But I mean, honestly, I don't understand why you can't just stay true to your original work. But whatever, that's me. Anyway, so Matt Wagner, Grendel was originally published through Comico. Comico wasn't a bad company. Comico was a really good company. In fact, Comico was one of the first companies to actually bring manga to mangaka, manga comics over to the U.S. And what's really weird is that they had U.S. artist, one of my favorites, Neil Vokes, who worked on one of the first titles, which was Robotech when it came over. And they were a really, really good company, and they were a creator-owned company too, with Matt Wagner's Grendel, right? So Grendel was published through Comico. From what I understand, they had a really, really good working relationship. And Comico, Grendel went on to make like 50 some odd issues, almost maybe 60, 70 issues of Grendel before Comico had to file bankruptcy. Now, do keep in mind, this is a creator-owned company, right? Like, Matt Wagner supposedly had all his rights to his IP. Well, when Comico filed bankruptcy, Matt Wagner's property, his IP got tangled up into like this legal bullshit for like 10 years or more. Matt couldn't do anything with the character. He had to fight tooth and nail to get that character back. And, okay, well, if IDW is in dire straits at the moment, and let's be honest, IDW is an empty company. They have no properties that they own. They don't have any creative IPs that they represent besides the ones that they license. Like, just about everything in IDW is licensed. I mean, fucking G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters, Transformers, all this stuff is licensed. So they own nothing. They basically rent these characters to put them out there. They're trying to give themselves some substance so that they can sell the company. And like get out of the company. Well, the CEOs want to get rid of this company. They want out of there, right? And I guess the best way to do that is to go ahead and have creators bring their IPs over. That way IDW doesn't seem so empty anymore. If things go badly, because IDW has a history of making really bad decisions, and they're a product of the modern comic book industry, where if something doesn't sell, you double down and you make it twice as bad in hopes that it'll sell, but it never does, right? And who knows what they're going to try to do to your property. I mean, hey, those breasts are too big, reduce them, whatever. But, yeah, well, here's the deal. Like, if IDW goes down in flames, which it's looking pretty good at the moment, there's a good chance that your IP is going to go down in flames too. I mean, I see the attraction, right? I mean, fuck. It's like when companies like mid-level companies like this put out their hooks to go fishing for fucking IPs, and creators are like, this is my chance, this is my big break to get my IP into Diamond for what that's worth at the moment, and to go ahead and have mass distribution all over the world. It's bullshit, dude. Like, don't buy into it. This is going to go. I'm probably going to put this under artist survival tactics, because you guys have to, before you get with any type of publisher, you should definitely go ahead and investigate like their past publishing history. See how they treated their creators before. Why are they looking for outside talent to go ahead and bring their IPs over? This is stuff you have to ask yourself. I fell victim to the same thing with a smaller company, like say about 10 years ago with my IP, Rockabilly Road Trip. We signed a 3-year contract with a publisher, and at the time I was like, oh, this is going to be great, but it was kind of a bait and switch. Like, as long as I worked on their title, they said they were going to produce Rockabilly Road Trip, but they never did. So it ended up being the property being put on Rockabilly Road Trip was put on the shelf for 3 years. I couldn't do anything with it. I can go to another publisher. Maybe I could self-publish, but but even then I was looking at maybe some legal ramifications if I did do that. You don't want this, especially right now. Who needs a publisher at the moment? I mean, to be quite honest with you, the only publisher I would trust is Alterna, because Peter's a good guy. I mean, Peter, there is no board or CEOs representing Alterna. It's just Peter. That's it. And Peter, he's puts his heart and soul into into Alterna. But I mean, there's no reason to go for a publisher right now. Diamond's in flames. There's no telling what's going to happen with Diamond. The best thing to do is do what everybody else is doing, and do Indiegogo crowdfunding, put together a really good product, and it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it after that. Go ahead and put it in Books A Million or whatever, Second and Charles. It doesn't matter. Libraries, if they'll have it. Who knows? The possibilities are endless because you fucking own it. IDW doesn't own it. Honestly, if you sign on with IDW with your property, there's a good chance they're going to want to put their hooks in there. And once they do that, I mean, if they go down, just a word to the wise, be careful, because we put a lot of work into our IPs. These are our ideas, and these corporations want to prostitute them out to go ahead and so that they can pay their fat cats, who do absolutely nothing. And most publishers I ran into, they're the only ones making money. Like, you don't make any money. You have to promote your own book. You have to get out there. You have to do the artwork. You have to promote it. What they do is simple. They publish your book and they put it in the Diamond. If they even put it in Diamond, guys, you could do that yourself. You could do it fucking Indiegogo, Kickstarter. I don't like Kickstarter, but okay, Kickstarter. It's a new. Don't go by this old model. It sucks. And don't buy into IDW's bullshit. Okay, you guys be sweet, stay wicked. Talk to you later.